Hello everyone and welcome to our very first WebVR tutorial. My name is Jeff Dixon and my site is nextdimensionmedia.net. This is the first of what I hope to be many tutorials and demos that we create, and you can find them on the site as well as this YouTube channel. So let's take a quick look at what we'll be creating today. I know you're probably eager if you watch this tutorial to jump right in. So what we have here is a fairly basic WebVR scene. It's kind of a landscape with this levitating cube here, and you can use your mouse to kind of look around, check things out. And if you notice, probably have to zoom into this, but there's a little cursor there. So when you place it over our levitating cube, it kind of enlarges a little bit. And when we click the screen, you can see we get a nice little fun rotation there. So that is what we will be building today. Also, too, we can move around the scene using the WASD keys. So once you have this up and running on your system, you can use those keys to kind of navigate around the environment. So before we go any further, let's briefly, I know you're probably eager to jump right in, but let's briefly talk a little bit about what WebVR is. WebVR provides support for exposing virtual reality devices, let's say an Oculus Rift or a smartphone device, to web apps. Basically, the way I think about it is this, or the way I can describe it is this. So if you were to build a virtual reality app today, you would probably use a program like Unity. You would deploy your build and then go through Xcode and ultimately send that up to the App Store. But what is so exciting about WebVR, at least I think, is that you don't have to do any of that. WebVR is all delivered in the browser. Now, of course, as I'm doing this tutorial, the browser support right now, especially on mobile devices, is fairly limited, but that's going to change. So, so the idea here is that you would visit this site and you could click on this HMD icon display right down here, and it would broadcast a stereoscopic image for you to view, like say through cardboard or some sort of HMD like that. So it's kind of impossible to you know, with the limited amount of time we have here to run through it all. So I made a list of some sites here. You can check out mozvr.com. There's also webvr.info. This is the site we will be working with today, aframe.io. And another good site, I think it's on the list, yes it is road2vr.com. You'll find information not just about WebVR, but just virtual reality in general. This is just a good news site that you can go and visit. So, who should watch this tutorial? Now, if you are a seasoned web developer or JavaScript programmer, you're probably going to find this tutorial today a little basic. So, of course, you're welcome to watch, but this tutorial is a little bit more targeted toward designers and animators, people who do motion graphics. Say you worked in After Effects or Cinema 4D or even Blender or something like that. Although I would recommend that you have some coding experience in your past, whether that be some, you know, just basic HTML or CSS, or perhaps you built a WordPress site or two, or maybe you've even worked in Unity using C# or JavaScript. So again, that will be a tremendous help to you today. Again, this is targeted a little bit more towards designers. So our long-term goal is to create our own virtual reality worlds using our own 3D models. And hopefully as the series progresses, we will all get there together. So what you will need, here's the good news, you do not need to install anything to do this. We will be going to aframe.io, and what we will be working with today If you can go to Docs, there's a lot of documentation on this site regarding developing for WebVR. We're going to be using, in the guides here, we're going to be going to building a basic scene. Now, you could absolutely go up there. You don't need this tutorial for this. You could absolutely go up there and follow along. But one of the main reasons I wanted to make this tutorial, again, if you're coming a little bit more from the designer side of things and you know, programming is really not your thing, as you progress along here, it can get just a little bit confusing. Again, especially if you don't have a lot of coding experience. So that's why I did this tutorial today. So what you'll need, I said you didn't need to install anything, but you will need a text editor. I know a popular one is Sublime. I am using Atom for the very simple fact that it's free. So you can get there, you can download that if you want at atom.io. And also, you will need the latest browser versions of either Chrome or Firefox. I am using Safari today just because that's where I have all these bookmarks. So hopefully that gives you some idea of what WebVR is and what you will need to create it. In our next tutorial, we will start building virtual reality environments using A-Frame. See you there.